Arrow. 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 Where am I going? Oh, sorry. Hi. Welcome back to the Stanley Parable. So I've been thinking, and there are 3 arrows here. Let's go through the door now.
Oh, hold up. What's this?
The confusion ending.
The confusion
You from its room
ending.
and the monitor room. Narrator
You're
restarts the
telling
game.
me
First restart.
That's what this
There's
is.
2 doors. There's many
It's
additional
all
doors.
one
Same as
giant
laundry.
ending.
Restarts the game. Second restart now.
And we're supposed to restart the game eight times?
Playing the confusion ending for 70 minutes.
That's really how all this
No,
goes?
it's been longer than that.
It's all determined? So now,
Yeah,
according to
play
the
story, but it's
schedule, I
effective.
restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed
That's
to
how long
forget?
time Stanley dies.
Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's
Simply
written
blank
here on
spaces
this,
wander in the
this
blackness. Find a
thing.
bookstore. Get bored and leave.
Wall.
Narrator starts the game.
Well, who consulted
Yeah, follow
me?
the back of the
Why
opposite.
do I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
Find the confusing ending schedule.
No, it can't be.
Don't restart
I
the
don't
game
want
then.
it to
We'll do
be.
something different.
I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to
I don't wanna
forget what's
die.
going on. I don't want to be trapped like
wanna
this.
die.
I won't restart the game. I
Good
won't
for you.
do it. I won't
Good
do
for
it.
you.
I
And
won't
your door,
do it.
Your door clearly mattered.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Yes.
The, whatever it is
How do I
that
get
made
out?
this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
Aliens!
Will something happen?
Okay, here we go. I'll use my imaginary keyboard. I'll just change
So,
everything.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, this is a
I'm
story.
not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Imagine a book
in
that's
the
all that's in it.
meantime-
In fact, oh my god. What'd I do? I broke it. That image wasn't there before. Clearly everything has changed. Carol, can you bring me up some chips? Carol? Carol's gone. Why is this place empty?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The meeting room. Username access. Oh, I can get stuck. I'm like stuck. I also hate Mondays. Everything else seems the same. That door didn't close behind me that time. Last time I got locked out of my office.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine. I should have really read what that said. I really should have read that. Oh well, I guess we'll find out. Hey,
Yet
meeting
there
room.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Am I the whiteboard manager? Who is whiteboard manager? Cabal planning, little smiley face. Rip Franz. Rip Franz. Press F to pay respects to Franz. Targets. Squiggles, squiggles. Who moved my desk? And something blurred out. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right, next day's agenda. Reflect. What an awesome schedule for tomorrow. That's my schedule for every tomorrow. Broom closet. Ooh. Broom.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Break through that. Sure there's nothing here? There's clearly some stuff here.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is up, right? Clearly, like the points you were making earlier, this is clearly up.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such
Exactly.
a competitive economy, why
Even
had he
unlocked, you can't
taken
jump.
that risk? All because he believed
I can't jump.
everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
I think
And then
we might have
something
seen that.
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I am
All of
totally
my
sane,
coworkers
Mr.
blinking
Voice in my head.
mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
They had a reason. I think you
None
got rid of
it made
him.
any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind
Well,
him?
I've already
wherever he
thought about
went?
that.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Lazy coding.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This
I was going to
is
say I'm
all
recording a
dream.
YouTube video.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an
Yeah.
explanation. His
All I have to
co-workers
do is
weren't
like
actually
jump off a
gone.
cliff, right?
He
Oh, that
wasn't
should be
going
fun.
to
Oh, I
lose
can't
his
jump.
job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I
thought
may
you
as
liked
well
your job and you
enjoy
were
this
happy.
while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through
man, I want to go
space
in
on
the
a
car.
magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
This
And then
Stanley's
perhaps
magic.
the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What's down here?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Well, actually, you're
Now
actually
the
thinking
voice
for
was
me.
describing itself being considered by Stanley,
Oh,
who
God.
found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Yes.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
This is a dream.
How
I
could
dream
it
myself
be?
being narrated all
Was
the
Stanley
time.
simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Well, Clint, I just flew.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his
I just
life.
flew. You can't say
Now,
I just
hearing
didn't
the voice
fly.
speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Nope,
Did
coffee
the voice
doesn't
not
spill
see
in
him float
dreams.
and
Never
make the
mind,
magical
we're awake.
stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he
No,
invited
not yet.
himself
Not
to
yet.
wake
Not
up.
yet. I'm not done yet.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Oh God, I've been kidnapped.
the
in
fresh
a
air
burlap
of
sack
the
now.
world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
I do like pushing buttons.
It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife,
I have a wife.
and my job.
Oh, is this not that
All
bad?
I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
That'd be nice.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I am Stanley. Nope, didn't work. Oh well, let's move on.
Stanley began screaming.
I
Please,
am
someone wake
Stanley.
me up. My name is Stanley. I have a
Oh, I did
boss.
say
I have
that.
an office. I am real. Please,
something
just
different.
someone
What?
tell me I am real. I must be
Turning red.
real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I?
Soda.
Who am I? And everything went black.
No. Why can't everything go purple?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Who?
Mariella woke
Stanley.
up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
This woman looks crazy.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Do you though? I guess we got to the point where Stanley dies.
And in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this. So it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Why'd you do that? We can't call an ambulance? This poor man is bleeding on the sidewalk, and you're not going to call him an ambulance. And we're back. That image is still there. Maybe it was there the whole time. I don't know.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Oh god, jump scares. Close the door. Huh? Ah! There's no reflection. Need a mirror. Where is he? Where are you? Mr. Narrator is never wrong.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
That's the question, isn't it? Left or right? That's always the question. Right is right, right? Yeah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh yes, back to the employee lounge.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Imagine me sitting in the chair. I can't, like, crouch halfway.
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room.
No, paper.
The room
Can I take
so
that?
utterly captivating
take notes.
that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these but eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. That's where the elevator is.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I know, right? Okay, let's go this way. Okay. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift. I want a penalty!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
You finally understand me.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
You finally understand me. I feel understood now. He gets me. He gets me. Okay.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Maybe if these windows weren't so just white, it'd make a little bit more sense. But no, we are still walking down this hallway. And the ultimate question.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I'm just going to cut off your dialogue every time
because you annoy me. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
Yes.
What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't. I'm still going straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, shoot. I think that's all I can do.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Is narrator in the story title?
Stanley, someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
No.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who? Now we're getting somewhere.
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Who?
She's been waiting.
Who? She in this dark room? Everything's good in dark rooms.
That's her, Stanley.
That's creepy.
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
This is just power. I don't think I have many options. Hello? This is Stanley. Who's there? 427. That's my number.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
It's okay, dear. Take your time.
Right. Okay, there we go. All right, now.
What kind of bread is it?
I want you to come in and tell me all about
your damn. Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a
You told me
wife?
I had a wife a while
They
ago.
want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I was like glitching or something. No.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
You jerk. Are you kidding me?
This is a very sad story about the death of
You're gonna kill me already?
Stanley.
Ooh.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I'll imagine this is the screen. 8.
Look at him there, pushing
Yay!
buttons, doing exactly what he's
so
told
good at this.
to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home.
Where's my lunch?
He's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind,
this is
in
fun.
his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful.
Like that look like this.
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
You're a jerk. Q.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Excited. To spend time with. I have boys? Oh boy.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to
Clearly they
behold.
do. The right leads to the lounge. Prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy
That's not
world,
dinner.
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
That is not dinner.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
A baby. I don't remember seeing a berry.
It was such a wonderful fantasy.
It's my story,
and so in
kids.
his head, he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be?
Clearly.
Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Love you, baby.
There is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality,
God.
all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has
Still a door there,
changed.
though. It's fine.
The longer he spends
That's why
here,
it was
the
solid.
more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. that in this world he can never be anything but an observer.
Another
That as
window.
long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Give me a mirror. Question
Suppose I
nothing.
can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't
question
make the
nothing.
rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Maybe
And
this.
I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
No.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And
I win? I pushed D. Does that mean die? I think I died. I feel like we've made progress. I really do. I mean, I'm pretty sure these two pencils weren't here before. Clearly that means progress. But anyway, guys, thanks. That's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having fun. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.